It's brilliant.
Very glad. About time we had a change to give somebody else a chance to sort things out because he made a mess of it. She can't do any worse. And I think she's promised to look after the pensioners like us.
First of all,
Gas and electric, get them down. We can't afford it.
We're pensioners.
We're pensioners.
And they want to put our electricity and gas up another £4,000 per year. And we've only an old age pension to manage on, so let's hope she can do something about that.
I think she's awful. I think she says the most awful, divisive things, trying to separate people. And I don't think she has empathy or care for people. And I also feel like this is the end of any idea of levelling up, and I think that's a massive shame because places, not just in Manchester but in the surrounding area, really need that. And I don't. The comments that she's made throughout the campaign about not kind of wanting to help people and no handouts, I think go counter to that completely. I don't like him and I don't agree with his policies, but I think at least he puts together presents a cohesive policy offer that's kind of based more in reality, whereas not that I'd normally quote Michael Gove, but I think Liz Truss has been taking a holiday from reality and will continue to do so.
Yeah, so just what do you think?
Well, it's not like we've had any choice in the matter. It's been voted by the Tory politicians. So I'm more interested in the result of the general election. Well, there were pros and cons to both. And obviously it's interesting to have another female Prime Minister. But I'm concerned about the fact that she was a staunch Remainer. She wanted Brexit. Well, I think number one on the to-do list for the country will be the cost of living crisis, whether or not that's what I personally see as the most important, but I hope that she doesn't ignore the environment, which is probably the most urgent thing.
I find it all very frustrating that nothing has been happening. Boris seems to have disappeared. Liz and Rishi have done nothing. It's been all over the news back to back, and yet we've had no say whatsoever. So it's all been internal Conservative. We've had no input. They've got no policies. We've been just left hanging high and dry. What's going to happen now? So this nonsense about we need to wait to see what happens once we get into government or get into the position, the role, the Prime Minister's role. They've had months. They were part of the government for years and years and years. No, well, neither of them would. As I say, we're just at the dregs of what's left in the government. I don't think anybody's got any faith in any of them. You know what? If somebody put a gun to my head and had to pick, I would have picked Liz simply because Rishi has had the chance, and he's put all these policies in. Now he's trying to undo them and blame Boris. And it's like, well, you were the Chancellor, so you made those decisions. So, of the two, she is slightly less repulsive than he is. So, okay, put that on the news. The energy crisis. If you get a different answer to that question today, I'll be very surprised. But it's immediate. It's happening now. It's going to kick up again next month, and it affects every single person. So whether you're a low-income family, in the middle, or a high earner, this is going to impact.
No idea who she is.
I'm gonna be honest. Because I feel like you just broke the news to me now, which kind of shows you how much not a lot of people know about it or of her as well.
I don't think the government really knows what they're doing at this point.
I have no idea. Like if I didn't know, and if you didn't know, and
a lot of us don't
to be
know.
fair, it just happened now, so I can't really blame us for knowing. But I don't know.
I just feel like in regards to like the politics anyway, there's not much the young generation probably have a lot of knowledge about. So like, what was her? I don't remember her name.
Liz Truss.
Yeah.
Liz, Lisa, and Beth. I don't know. It was something like that. I feel like if you're going to be the Prime Minister, I feel like the people on the ground level have to at least know who you are. How can you get the trust of people if the people don't even know you? You know what I mean? And yeah, obviously, all them stories about, the lockdown parties and, the Conservatives going a bit crazy doing that. And obviously Liz Truss coming in, like how well can we really trust her to,
I feel like they make a lot of promises that they can't keep.
Yeah.
So you're kind of worried it'll just be more of the same?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of a change. There hasn't been for a very long time, so I don't think